I am celebrating today the 30th year of my retirement, the 34th year, the 34 years as a commissioned officer, 38 total including reserve time as a seaman, storekeeper, striker. And so I have drawn a Navy paycheck every month since January 1950. That works to be about 68 years and 8 months. Now, that didn't happen. There's a guy here present who has always circulated a rumor that I was actually a JG on one of the ships of the White Fleet. And the interesting thing is, a hell of a lot of people believe it. So that's who I am. Yes, I was at Pearl Harbor. Yes, the Japanese came over the roof of my house and all the rest. But that's another story. I could tell sea stories forever, as Eddie will tell you. I think I found out today that I spoke at his graduation 26 years ago. Was that it?
We spoke at the Naval Academy Supply Corps dinner.
That's right. It was at the Supply Corps meeting just before he graduated. We used to go down and welcome the Naval Academy midshipmen into the Corps. That was what, 26 years ago?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Well, anyway, so I've been around a long time. and so some of the stories I tell are true. I want to emphasize what the skipper said. You're here, and you're now the end of the line. You're the current end of the long blue line of supply officers. And we go back under whatever title they called us, well over 200 years. The pursers, our predecessors, our ancestors, were in the ships long before there was such a thing as a corps. They were individual operators, but they still had to husband the ships and make sure they had what they needed. Shell, ammunition, all of that stuff. Down through the years, we've been called a lot of things. We've done a lot of times in the early days, we did not have ranks that were the equivalent of our line shipmates. That all happened in the 1860s when we finally got grade equivalent and pay equivalent with our line contemporaries. And it's evolved. As the supply system has evolved, we have evolved. And for example, pay was very important. When we were young, pay was a really important part of our duty because twice a year, a month, 15th and the 1st, we strapped on our 45 elephant gun, loaded up a bag with cash and paid the troops with cash on the dollar. And in those days, the average sailor, probably if he was lucky, got 37 bucks every other week. And remember, when Ed and I were ensigns, I made $2,600 a year. A captain got paid $10,000 a year. So times are different. But we paid in cash. But that way, actually, when I was chief, I had the title Chief of the Supply Corps, and I was the Paymaster General of the Navy. And that's gone away too. But I just want you to have a feel that, you know, you're entering a long tradition of support. Your predecessors were the base case, if you want to call it that, of the tremendous logistic support chain we built that put the ships to sea. We did something that nobody in any other Navy could believe they could do, that we could keep a task force, a fleet, that basically had more combat ships in it than we have a whole Navy today. At sea, 1,000 miles from the closest support, striking 3 days out of 4, and stay there forever. Your predecessors were part of that. Today, through Vietnam, the Cold War, you're going to be in contact, some of you have already been there, you're going to be in contact with people from the Middle East wars that have been going on, whatever you want to call them. And now we're ashore. At any given moment over there, we have 13,000 sailors on the beach in the desert. in addition to what we've got in the Arabian Gulf. So you are integral to this thing. And I want you to realize that. But you're also drawing on a tremendous history, tremendous legacy. And you're the next thing. So now I want to what are we going to do today? Who are you today? Well, there's a poem. It's called The Laws of the Navy. It was written well over 100 years ago by a British naval officer. And it said, these are the laws of the Navy, and many and varied they be, and he that is wise will observe them, going down in his ship to the sea. Now later on, there's another verse. On the strength of one link in the cable depends the might of the chain. Who knows when you're going to be tested? So live that you bear the strain. That's you. That's every other naval officer, but you in particular. Because in that chain, you're the golden link in the middle. I'm sure you've heard all this stuff about we're in business to support the war fighters. Well, that's true, but how come we're not war fighters? We're in that tin can, just like the gunnery officer. We're in that boat, under the ice in the Barrens, just like the skipper of that boat. But I used to really bother the hell out of me. But I came to realize that we're something else that they're not. Going back to that chain. You're the golden link in that chain. You are the enabler. You are the enabler of the Navy, wherever it is, whether you're here in the States, you're on your ship, on your boat, or whether you're in the desert, you are the enabler. Every single thing that moves from the day they sat down to write and sign that contract for whatever it is, chow, ammunition, anything, to the day it's expended either in the sailor's stomach or the enemy's gut. The fact of the matter is you're the enabler. Your fingerprints, your supply corps shipmates and fingerprints are on every damn thing that arrives in that fleet and ashore. You are that critical link, and you are on duty 24/7 every damn week of the year. You are on watch all the time, awake or asleep. You are it. You're the eye of the needle that everything has to go through. As I used to tell my troops, ladies and gentlemen, you have to do your job right first time, every time, or nothing moves. There's no ammunition, there's no fuel, there's no chow, there's no spare parts, there's nothing. You have to do it and do it right, and it better be done right the first time. That's that eye of the needle, that's that golden link that you are, that nobody else in the Navy is. Think about it. You are the only designator in the Navy that is in every single operating unit of the Navy. Every single one. There are no aviators under the ice in the Barrens. I don't know of a single line surface skimmer or submariner that's in a CB battalion deployed. And so it goes. So you're not only the golden link, you're the golden link everywhere. So you're going out to help and be that golden link in the chain that's always alert 24/7. But you're not alone, and that's the other side of it. You've got the supply system, and you've got the supply corps and its other members of the supply system, logistic support system. It's like a stool. You are one part of it, one way. You're absolutely professional and wonderful logistics gang that works with you and for you. And pro civilians in all of our depots and around the world. You're part of that three-legged stool. As long as those legs are in balance and everybody's pulling on their weight, the system works. That system we call a supply system. It's big, it's complicated, and it's ever-present, but it's the routine framework with which you do your business. And in my experience, the system works best when you make the system work. Don't get lazy and figure a shortcut around it. Dig in. That system will work for you and it's flexible enough for you to make it work for you. The other thing is, you're never alone. By whatever means you communicate, somewhere in the world, there's somebody in the system. One of our supply officers, one of our enlisted troopers, or one of our civilian compadres. Somewhere in the world, at the other end of whatever communication, there's somebody saying, right, I got it. You got a problem? I'm going to work on it. I'll get it to you right now, as soon as I can. And you may not know the name of the person, but you're going to find the longer you're in the Corps, the wider your net spreads, and the more folks you know. And you're going to be able, you're going to go into places all around the world. All of a sudden, some chap you've never met will come up out of the woodwork and say, hey, great to have you. What can I do to help? I ended up New Year's Eve day, or night, in the back of a Gooney Bird, in a little rainstorm in the middle of the night in Izmir, Turkey. Way out on the runway, a muddy runway at that, on a line shack. And I had been sitting in the back of this Gooney Bird for about 6 hours, and I had 3 hard-boiled eggs to eat in a day, and that was it. And all of a sudden here it is midnight afterwards, out of this comes a Jeep, and out steps a JG supplier and says, I read the manifest, saw you were for it. I've never seen him in mine. Here, hop in, we'll take you in for a sandwich and a cup of coffee. I never saw him again in my life. But you will find, time after time after time in your career, that they're going to be there. Somebody who's part of your system, who knows who you are, and is also part of that golden link, is going to be there to help. So don't be afraid to ask for it. Don't be afraid to go to some other job, whether he's a temporary orders or a senior job, and you need help, go get it. You get it. And it'll make your life a lot easier. So that's what you're into now. To close off, I said, well, what else should I tell him? I said, well, the better part of the line is now, despite all of this, it's a hell of a good career. It's a lot of fun. You get to go a lot of places. You and your spouse are going to have adventures that other young people would pay a lot of money to do. The bottom line is also that you're going to feel fulfilled, I do believe. That you're going to feel you can make a difference every day. That, you kind of own the Navy. I used to tell my squadron commanders, look, I'll handle the finances. I own it, you drive it. Don't bump it or scrape it, it's damn expensive to fix. And I got away with it most of the time. But anyway, I just want to leave you with the fact that everybody, we've been talking around here and I'm seeing guys I haven't seen in a long time, and Jeff and I had 8 hours in the car together coming up here. I don't know how much of it was true, some of it was. But we had a great time, and you're going to have a great time in the Corps. You're going to have a great time in I think, a feeling of fulfillment every day when you go home from work. And you and your spouse and your family are going to have a wonderful life and make wonderful lifetime friends. I'll guarantee you that if the folks in this graduating class stay in the Navy, these people you're sitting beside, some of them will be friends of yours, like Ed Straw is a friend of mine, years later, because you've made friends and you stay in touch around the world. You're going to love it, I hope, because certainly the people of my generation did, the people between you and me did, and I can't see any difference in you. I just think you're going to have a wonderful career, and I wish you the best of luck. Don't forget to call your friends and help when you need it. And God bless you all, and God bless the Corps and the Navy and the USA. Thank you all.